Welcome to the 2018 Legends League kickoff show. This week's morning after in the CFFL. Go through and kind of show you who's going to be in the league, a little bit about the league, since right now it's kind of been veiled in mystery. A tip of the hat to Team Price is Right for coming up with this idea. I've kind of had an idea to do something with everyone in the past, as this is the 25th year coming up next year. 2018 will be the 25th year of the CFFL, so I wanted to do something, and he kind of sparked this idea. So the idea that we have is coming up here. What is the Legends League? It'll be a one-time event with the 25th anniversary. It'll be a 12-team league featuring former CFFL players, 11 former members, and myself. It'll be a separate league from the CFFL, featuring all the same rules and the same season length. Super Bowl for both leagues will be used for the usual prize money. However, Week 16 will be like a four-way Super Bowl. CFFL, whoever wins that championship with those two teams that are playing will win the usual prize money, and whoever is winning the Legends League, those two teams will be playing for the normal prize money. However, what we'll do is we'll take an extra $5 out of everybody's entry fee and use that to help make $120 extra to go to the ultimate winner. So whoever wins that four-way will get an extra $120 in the CFFL Legends League Championship. So there's a chance like Le'Veon Bell could be playing for two teams in the Super Bowl, but it will be in separate leagues, and just that one-time event where it's going to be together. We also, some of the people now, the accolades that we have, the people that have gathered for this, not including myself, have over 86 years of experience in the CFFL. They've scored over 65,000 points, 51 playoff appearances in those 86 years. 6 Super Bowl titles and 15 Super Bowl appearances, including myself. The first 10 Super Bowls were won by members of this Legends League, and they also won 3 OK Bowls. If you weren't around for the OK Bowl, it's the championship for the teams who didn't make the playoffs, so the 7th place team, more or less. And they get a Jim Shavina Memorial Belt. Unfortunately, Jim Shavina will not be in the league. I kind of did a little investigating, and it's no idea how to get a hold of him. I'm not sure where Jim is or if he has a phone or anything like that. I don't think anyone really does. So now on to the reason people are watching the show. We are on to the Elite. As hinted at in last week's morning after, one of the returning members is the Fightin Sasquatches. Their best record was 11-2 in 2009. A record of 117, 97-2 all-time, which is 55% winning percentage. A couple bad years drags that down. Usually a perennial Super Bowl contender. Over 12,000 points, and he averaged almost 60 points a week over 16 seasons. Second all-time with 24.5 high points, including the record of 6 in one season in 1999. Most wins in a season and best winning percentage in a season with 11 and 85% in 2009. That was obviously his best year. He won the Super Bowl in 98 and finished second in 2006, 2007, 2009, and 2010. Very Buffalo Bill-like with his 4 Super Bowl losses in 5 years. Made the playoffs 10 times and went 10-9. So one of the premier teams in the league is coming back for this one-time event. Next up is another team that was usually pretty darn good. That's Dave's Dragons. Their best record was 11-2 in 06. David went 50-32 all-time, which is a 61% winning percentage. Almost 4,700 points in his 6 seasons, 57 points a week. 7 high-point wins career. Holds the record for most wins in a season, which a lot of people have, and best winning percentage of 85% and 11 in 2006. He was a Super Bowl runner-up in 2004, and he made the playoffs in every season, going 2-6. Very Marty Schottenheimer-like, but still to make the playoffs every year is pretty darn impressive. So the Dragons will be a formidable force in the Legends League. Dan's Donkeys went 62, 87-2 all-time, 42% winning percentage. A couple bad years in there, especially near the end. I think the last year really drug him down. Otherwise, a usual pretty good team as well. 8,000 points in 11 season, which was 54 points a week. I also should mention that a lot of these teams, their points per week is without a flex. So you probably can add at least 4 points a week to that. Also without half-point scoring, so you're actually probably looking at about 6 points a week more these teams would have had. He did have 12 high-point wins in his 11 seasons. He won the Super Bowl in 2003, number Super Bowl 10, over the Thrills, and was a runner-up in 2005. Made the playoffs 5 times and went 6-4. A team that usually peaked at the right time. His best record was 10-3-1 in 03. Next up is DK's Kongs, former roommate of Dan's Donkeys. That's how DK came about. 48-56 and was his all-time record, which is a 46% winning percentage. 6,000 career points, 58 points a week in 8 seasons. 6 high-point wins. He made the playoffs 3 times and went 0-3. I know it's got to be embarrassing to not win a playoff game, but Dan was only in 8 years. Griff. Sorry, Griff, can't help but a little bit of poking there on that one. Maybe this year will be different. Since you beat me this week, maybe this will be the year then you take off and win a playoff game. But he did win the OK Bowl in 2010. His best record was 10-3 in 2013, and most people thought that was the year the Kongs would break through the playoff ice. He did not, but still a respectable and a dangerous team coming back in the Legends League. Next up is his cousin, Kurt Atwood, who is the Woodies now in the Wiffle League, has gone by as the Vomits previously. His best record was 9-6 in 97. 36-3-1 all-time, a 54% winning percentage. 3,900 career points and 57 points a week in 5 seasons. 10.5 high-point wins in those 5 seasons. He won Super Bowl 4 in 97 and lost Super Bowl 5 in 98. Made playoffs all 5 seasons and went 4-4. The Vomits or the Woodies, whatever it's going to be next year, are one of the perennial powers in the Wiffle League, usually very good. So I'm sure he'll be a tough team to reckon with next year. And a possible Super Bowl, one of the favorites to make the Super Bowl. Next up, we have a member who hasn't been in the league in a long time, Brands Bombers. 40-41-3 all-time record, which is 49% winning percentage. Would have been much higher outside of his last year. Longest unbeaten streak in league history with 12 in 2002 to 2003. 2003 was the last year for the Bombers. Also has the record for the longest winning streak with 9 in 1998. Holds a record for most wins in a season and best winning percentage at 85% in 1998 with that 11-2 record. 4,471 career points, or 53 points a week in 6 seasons. Remember that number in a few seconds, 4,471. 5 high-point wins. He did lose his only Super Bowl in 2002, and he made the playoffs in 3 seasons and went 1-3. And since this is the Wiffle League, it's everyone actually is coming back is from Cribbets originally. And with it coming back, it's a group of people who knew each other pretty well, but no one knows each other better than this next team knows the Bombers as Brands Bullets. That's his brother, went 10-4 in 2002 in his best year. Also his brother's best year. He went 38-46 all-time record, or 45% winning percentage, and also 4,471 career points, or 53 points a week. And yes, I did look into that because I thought I had a typo on my computer in my records, and I thought I must have screwed that up. There's no way they had the same points in 6 years. They weren't in it all together at the same time, but they had the exact same amount of points in 6 years as I recalculated everything on that, or recalculated all the end of season totals. So that's crazy that they're the same amount of points in 6 years. 7.5 career high point wins. He made the playoffs in 2 seasons, but went 0-2. And he was winner of the first OK Bowl in 2007, winner of the coveted Jim Shavina Memorial Belt, Consolation Belt. So there's JB there with that one. Next up is a team who only was in the league 1 year due to scheduling issues, but has done really well in other fantasy leagues. And he'd be a team that I think could come under the radar, really, and does know a lot about football. Al's Avalanche. 4-9 was his 1 year record, only 31% winning percentage. 734 points, and that 56 points a week in the 1 season. 2 high point wins. He did not make the playoffs in his only season. We have 3 teams left. Hills Thrills, best record 9-3-2 in 03. 40-27-3 all-time record, or 60% winning percentage, one of the better winning percentages all-time in the league. 41-47 career points, or 59 points per week in 5 seasons. 5 high-point wins. Won the Super Bowl 7 in 2000 and lost Super Bowl 10 in 2003. He made the playoffs in 4 seasons, went 5-3. And Hill, don't think I forgot, I did draft your team that year that you won the Super Bowl. And your Titans defense, I believe, scored 3 touchdowns against me in that Super Bowl. Really stings. You'd think I'd forget after 17 years it's been, but those things stick with you. Bites, if you're watching this, I will never forget Colin Kaepernick's garbage touchdown to beat me in that Super Bowl either. Garbage time touchdown was garbage as well. 2 teams left. AG's Gunslingers. He's probably the least committed right now of everyone that's said they would do it. He said possibly, so I put him in. There's a chance some of these guys might not do it, so I'll have to work on getting some substitutes in case. But for the most part, hopefully, this is the league we have. So if he cannot do it, we will find some other subs. There's other people I can talk to yet, so I think if AG doesn't, we can get someone else. But the Gunslingers did go 9-4 and 0-9 in their best year, 50-50 all-time winning percentage at 20-20. 2,202 career points, or 55 points a week in 3 seasons. He had 5 high point wins in those 3 seasons, and he made the playoffs twice, but he went 0-2. So we have one last team, and can go on to Veu's Vipers, and Veu's Vipers will not be returning. Everyone I talked to said either yes, which was 10 teams, and one possible. One person said no, and it was Caribou. So we were without Veu's Vipers. We would have liked to have had him in the league. But we were unable to get him to come back. He's got too much else going on in his life. But he wished the league well, and hopefully the revival goes well, according to Caribou. So you're wondering, who is that last team? Who is that last team? And I couldn't do the show, and I couldn't really do a Legends League without this one, and I couldn't end the show without someone being the high point, or most people surprised that he'd be back. And not that there's anything wrong with the rest of you guys, but we wanted to build up a little surprise, and of course, the Legends League would not be complete without Mike's Maulers. Michael will be back in the league. His best record was 9-2-2 in '94, his first year in the league and the first year of the CFFL. He went 130, 123, and 4 all-time record, 51% winning percentage. Yes, Michael liked the tie. Second longest tenure in the league. Longest unbeaten streak in league history with 12, tied with Brands Bombers. He did that in '94. 14,000 points career in 19 seasons, or 55 points a week, 24 high point wins. He won Super Bowl 1 in '94 and Super Bowl 8 in '01. He made the playoffs 11 times and went 7-9. Second most playoff appearances all time, and tied for second most Super Bowl wins in league history with the Horned Dogs. And he won an OK Bowl in 2009. So if we're able to do this in person, it might not happen, probably won't happen, but if it is, of course, Michael F's it by me, and we'll have to talk about it. One last thing in terms of the league, 2 extra things. The league entry fee will probably be anywhere between like $30 and $50, depends on what everyone wants. Schedule, we'll try to work out a date that works for everyone. If I find everyone's schedule, I think we can find a date or a time that works for everyone, so that should work fine. One last thing to look at, obviously, is looking back at this. Is this like a 25th anniversary show? All the 25th anniversary is next year. The first Super Bowl here between the Cardinals and the Maulers was 39-34. Very exciting, low-scoring game. Defensive struggle like back in the old days of football. But you can see some legendary players in there: Jeff Hostetler, Craig Hayward, Thurman Thomas, Haywood Jeffries, Carl Pickens, Chris Boniol, and John Carney kicking. Michael definitely had the better running backs that year. My receivers, though, were pretty top-notch. But that was that. And by the records that are held in the league, best winning percentage in a year, so many of those teams I mentioned have that. The Fighting Sasquatches also did as well. I think I forgot to put that on there. Longest unbeaten streak by the Maulers and Bombers. Longest winning streak by the Bombers. Most high points in a year by the Sasquatches, and the most wins for those teams there. So that is the show this week. Kept it relatively short. Again, this is pretty exciting in my opinion. At least I'm really excited about this. But it should be pretty fun, and it should be kind of interesting for the CFFL players to try to get there and play against some of their old rivals back in the day. So thank you for watching, and hopefully everyone is able to do the Legends League. Otherwise, there will be a sub or 2 in there. But awesome, and I will talk to everyone next week. Best luck to everyone this week, except who am I playing this week? Oh yeah, Team Price is Right. Thanks for the idea, but hope you lose this week in fantasy. So thanks again for watching. Bye.